Hello everybody, John with Vynyly here, and we are headed back to the music today with a 5 on Friday. I know you missed them. I hope you missed it. Anyway, 5 on Friday, and the album today is the 1984 second album by Queensrÿche, Rage for Order. Rage for Order has been a part of my life for a while. Here's some evidence. There's a cassette version when I had a cassette player in my car. And gosh, probably, I don't know, 86 maybe. And then I've got the 2003 remastered CD. And finally, I have the album on vinyl. I've been looking for this for a while. Finally got it. Super excited to have it. Sounds great. So we are going to talk about Rage for Order. 5 things you may not know about it. Here we go. Number 1, the image that you recognize on the cover now is the second version. The original version had a blue ring where the black ring is now. It was blue, and it was all but illegible. It was a graphic design nightmare. So everyone recognized that what a mess that was, and they quickly changed the design to the black ring, which is much more readable, legible. You could read it better, that's for sure. Number 2, speaking of design, the label wanted the band to adopt a little bit more of a kind of a glam image, and you can see some of the pictures on the back of the cover are just kind of weird. Makeup and puffy hair and leather jackets. It's a little bit weird for Queensrÿche, I think. Take a look at the inside sleeve here. This is an awesome picture, but this is not, really what we have come to know as the band Queensrÿche. But the label wanted this glammy image, and they went with it. And by the way, if anyone knows where this picture was taken, I would love to know. I want to do a then and now video on this. So if you can tell me, if anybody knows where this album picture was taken. I have a feeling that these pictures on the back cover were taken in the same place, and I would love to head out and wherever that is and do a video. But here's the point. Here's the point. Number 2. The label wanted this glam image. The band went with it. Luckily for all of us, they quickly abandoned it for the follow-up album to this one, Operation Mindcrime, which is one of the greatest metal albums of all time. If you're interested in framed copies of your favorite albums, have a look at vynyly.com, vynyly.com. See what we have over there. If there's something you like, you could buy it. And if there's something that you don't like, don't tell me. Number 3. When asked how they achieved the unique guitar sounds on this album, guitar player Michael Wilton said they used a variac, which is a little machine that will vary the input voltage higher or lower, connected to 2 old Marshalls that were about blown out, causing the transformers to work even harder. And that's how they got the sound. Electrical engineers would tell you that's not a great idea, but they did it. And if I remember correctly, I think that's also kind of part of how Eddie Van Halen got his brown sound on those early Van Halen albums, using a variac to reduce the voltage going into to his amplifiers. So anyway, that's what they did, and this sounds great if you ask me.
It took about 3 or 4 days to get the guitar sound that we were happy with. We must have tried at least 15 different speaker and amplifier combinations. We finally ended up using these 2 old Marshall amplifiers that were on the verge of exploding, which gave us the right sound we needed, this edge and tension for the album.
Number 4. The first single from the album is Gonna Get Close to You, which is a cover of a song by a Canadian singer named Dalbello. I think I pronounced that right. I'm getting famous for mispronouncing things, but I'm trying. It's a cover of a Dalbello song. I didn't know that. Had I bothered to read any of the liner notes when I was younger, I would have probably known that. But I didn't. I just thought Jeff Tate was, a little weird and creepy. But it's still an awesome song. And it turns out that it is a cover. And when I first listened to the Dalbello version, I thought, well, this is not anything like I'm used to. But as it went on, it kind of started to sound a little bit familiar.
I like to look at shadows sweating on the wall. I get excited when I hear footsteps in the hall. La 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 la. You fall for your keys. I'm 6 or 7 steps behind me. I'm so close to you. Are you terrified of me? What do I know that you have did? I find out.
Number 5. When asked how he achieved the unique drum sounds on the album, producer Neil Kernan said that they recorded the drums in an old stone warehouse.
The way that we got the drum sound on this record was we were looking for an extremely live and aggressive sound. So we spent about 2 weeks in the Seattle area looking for the right room, which we finally found in terms of a huge stone warehouse that it was a business park and everything, so we got that. And we brought up Les Mobile, which is a mobile recording studio. And we spent about 5 days getting the right sounds and doing all the tracks within those 5 days. Accomplished that and moved on to the bass tracks.
He said Neil says, there's no or almost no reverb added to the drums at all. They just use a very basic mic setup, SM58 on the snare, and when they wanted some of that reverb, they also had mics in the room recording the room sound, and in the mix they would just bring up some of the room sound mic or bring it down if they wanted a little bit less reverb, and that's how they got that sound. They would add some compression on it as well if they needed a real tight sound, and that's the sound that you get on a song like we just talked about, Gonna Get Close to You, that real tight snare sound. That is a little bit of compression added to it, but there's no reverb on the drums. It all was just captured naturally in the room. And that's it for another 5 on Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Apparently we're doing a variety of things around here these days, music and history both. So anyway, if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, but most importantly, have a great day.
That's about it, folks, right, commuters?
Let's start over.